Okay, so if you just come in and take a seat in here.
Oh, thank you.
Here we go. So nice to meet you today.
Yeah. Likewise.
Alright, so what we're going to be doing today is we're just going to go through this pre-screen form. That's just going to help us get an idea of your medical history, your family medical history. Then we're going to go through any injuries and talk about your goals, exercise history, and then we'll move on to what it's going to look like for us moving forward.
Cool.
So your name is Alex Orwin?
Yeah, that's O-R-W-I-N. Yeah.
Cool, thank you. And what was your phone number, please?
021
Yeah.
022 84007.
Cool, and how old are you?
33. You about it?
All right, and what is your medical provider's name, please?
Dr. John Wilcox.
And do you happen to know their contact details, or I can get that off you later?
Yeah, maybe I'll send that to you later.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
All right, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to have a look through this medical information.
Cool.
So the first questions are cardiovascular and pulmonary conditions. So do you have any diagnosed heart conditions? Have you had a stroke? Unreasonable leg or chest pain during exercise?
No.
No. We'll just quickly check your blood pressure at the end of this.
Cool.
And do you have any diagnosed pulmonary disease?
No.
No? Okay, cool. So thinking about your family history, do you have a father or brother that's been under 55 years with a history of heart disease or stroke?
No.
No. And a mother or sister under 65 years with a history of heart disease or stroke?
No.
Okay, so you're not over 45 years. So we'll come back to blood pressure, and you're not on any blood pressure medication?
No.
No. Do you or have you ever had asthma?
Nope.
No? Okay, cool, very healthy. And are you or have you within the last 6 months been a smoker?
No. Not smoking.
No? Cool. How would you describe your general activity level?
Reasonably active.
Yeah. What's your job that you do?
I'm an early childhood teacher, so
Okay, so you
somewhat
are actually moving around
active,
quite
yeah.
a lot there. Yeah,
Yeah.
not a lot of sitting down, I assume.
correct. Yes, that is correct. Yep.
I'm sure that's a busy job. All right, so your body composition. Do you happen to know your BMI?
25.1.
Okay, 25.1. So that is sitting in a reasonable range, so that's also great.
Cool.
Bone and joints. Do you have any known bone or joint problems that could be aggravated by exercise?
No.
No? Okay. And any other conditions that may increase a risk of an adverse reaction to exercise that you are aware of?
No, not that I know of.
No? Cool. Now let's just have a look at these ones here. Do you think that either of these would apply to you?
No.
No? And glycemic control?
No.
Okay, cool. Alright, so that all looks really good for that section. You have got quite a clean medical bill. That's really cool.
Long may it last.
Yeah. Okay, so that tells us that you are very low risk and that you're ready to do some pretty vigorous exercise.
Excellent.
So let's move on to section 2, which is a bit more about any injuries. So we had a little chat about this just on the way down here. So what do you have any injuries currently or recently that would affect you with exercise?
I have had a little bit of pain just on the medial side of my shin lately with running.
Okay.
I was getting some patellofemoral pain from running last year, but that hasn't been a problem for a good few months. I haven't really noticed that.
Okay, and have you seen any other health
Yes,
professionals
I've been
about
seeing a
this?
physio for it.
Okay, and did they give you any suggestions or any exercises that you should work through?
Yes, I sort of adapted my load to kind of manage the pain, and I've sort of it's not significant at the moment, so I'm able to keep running. But they have suggested I do some strength training, sort of strengthen calves, splits, pretty much lower body
Whole
work
lower
to help
body. Okay.
support
Okay, so those are
my running
good.
load.
I'll just make a quick note of that here, and we can. That's really good to add into your plan. And anything else? Any other issues?
No, that's kind of it. I haven't had any other
Okay, cool.
issues.
All right. So you haven't ever suffered from epilepsy or arthritis?
No.
And are you taking any medications currently?
No.
No?
No medication.
Okay, cool. So when you notice that pain in your shins, when are you most noticing it?
Kind of when I'm running, or it's just a bit sensitive to touch when it's been flared up, like for a big run. Then for a couple of days, it's sort of tender, medial to the shin.
And does it affect you at any other times at work? Or
Not really.
No. Only okay. And okay, all right. So, what would you say your current pain is? With that?
It's reasonably low. Like it's not. I'd say maybe a 3 or a 4 out of 10.
Okay, cool. All right. So that sounds all right. And the physio hasn't recommended that you stop training or that there's nothing you shouldn't do?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, that's good to know. Okay, so at this point, if I can just get you to sign that.
Cool. Yeah.
Are you seeing your physio for treatment currently, like ongoing treatment?
I've been seeing them a bit, not particularly regularly, like once a month sort of thing, just to check everything's all good. But,
Okay, all right.
They haven't felt the need for a regular appointment.
That's good, so it's kind of manageable.
Yeah, it's nothing that's sort of stopped me.
And is that sort of why you've decided to come and look into a gym so that you can work on that strengthening?
Yeah.
Okay.
My physio said that might be quite a good proactive way to sort of help me not get injured in the future, kind of thing.
Okay. All right. So if we just have a look here, we're going to look at some exercise goals. So what is your what is your current goal? Do you have something that you're working towards?
I want to hit a 3-hour marathon this year.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So in about 6 months will be that. And yes, I kind of just want to work on
strength.
Yeah, 6 months.
You've got one in mind?
The toe paw, which
yeah?
is in August.
Okay.
And yes, I kind of just wanted to work on a bit of strength in the gym to help support my training load, especially because the running will be increasing over the next few months. So I want to sort of have a bit more of a strength foundation to help me get through that.
Yeah, that sounds really like a good idea. Start now. Okay, so your biggest goal is to run your 3-hour marathon in August.
Yeah.
And we're going to work on kind of strengthening your lower body, predominantly your calves and around your knees.
Yeah.
And why is this goal important to you? What made you decide that you wanted to do this goal?
I thought it'd be cool to sort of push myself.
Yeah.
And I've run a marathon a couple of years ago. And then last year I ran an ultra marathon.
Oh, wow.
So I sort of went further, and then I wanted to just go faster. This year I thought that'd be cool.
That's it, yeah. How long have you been running for?
I think 3 years.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, kind of new to it still.
Yeah, relatively new.
You've done quite a lot in that 3 years.
Yes.
To have done the
Yes,
full
yeah, I
and
think I did a half
ultra.
marathon, then a marathon, then an ultra marathon each year. And now hopefully the fast marathon this year.
Yeah, tick them all off, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And are there any limitations that you see for you achieving this goal?
I mean, I feel like barring injury, well, I mean, who knows, I might just not get fit enough this year, but that would be fine.
Yeah.
And I'll just try again next year if I'm
Yeah.
still interested. Time can be a constraint. I've got 2 young children.
Okay, yeah.
I sort of manage that, you know. It's early mornings.
Yeah. How old are your children?
3 and 5.
Oh,
Nearly
cool.
6.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And what are their names?
Charlie and Cooper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm sure that they like to come on some training runs with you, maybe?
Yes, I've been meaning to get, Charlie's quite good on his bike now. I've been thinking I should train him up to
do some speed
do some
sessions
riding
together.
along with me. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Really cool. Okay, so let's have a look at your exercise history. So, what kind of have you done in the past?
So I haven't been to the gym since I started running, but prior to that I did do a lot of weight training.
Okay.
I spent...
What kind of weight training?
I competed in powerlifting and strongman for
Oh,
about
wow,
10
cool.
years.
Yeah.
So lots of big compound lifts,
Yeah.
like, you know, squat, bench, deadlift, and then all the weird strongman stuff.
Yeah.
But never really, I didn't do a whole lot of other stuff, like, you know, my leg work was squatting and deadlifting.
Yeah.
I never really did single leg stuff a lot.
Okay, so you stuck to those 3 lifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe with, because you've got a running specific goal, we might look at doing some kind of single leg stuff.
Yeah, that could be really
Maybe
good.
some split squats and some...
Yeah. I think that would be really good.
Yeah. Okay. And so with that, what was your what was your frequency in your training then?
I used to do about 4 or 5 days a week in the gym.
Okay, yeah.
And back then that was quite long sessions, like probably 2.5 hours sort of thing, but it would be very different now.
Yes.
We're looking for some shorter sessions.
Yeah, okay. And what was the intensity?
High intensity, I guess. It was predominantly heavyweight.
Yeah.
I guess it depends if you mean high intensity,
Yeah.
like short rest periods, because it wasn't that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, heavyweight and lots of sitting around.
And what were your best lifts for those?
I squatted 247.5.
Wow.
Benched 160.5 and deadlifted 280.5.
Wow.
And I weighed a good 20 kilos or so more back then.
So you did a lot of competing then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you
did
were
a
at
few
a good
comps a
level.
year for lots of years.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you manage injury? Did you have injuries at that time, or did you?
Here and there, sort of some niggly stuff.
Yeah.
Not too much of my major stuff.
Yeah.
I hurt my shoulder at one point.
Okay.
That was probably the only thing where I had to really didn't compete for half a year or so.
Okay.
if I can normally just manage it, trying to, you know, drop training load kind of thing if something's getting out of hand. Otherwise, essentially just training through a lot of stuff if it's kind of just getting it to a manageable level and keeping going.
Yeah. So you would have had some good leg strength when you first started running then.
Absolutely.
That would have been that would have been helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you said those were quite long sessions in terms of time. So your frequency, you did 4 to 5 sessions a week, and then the length of those sessions would be what? Two hours?
2.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that was mostly before. Actually, mostly that long. And then my last year or two of competing was after Charlie was born, our oldest son.
Oh, yeah.
So then I started to try and be more time efficient and do it more in like an hour and a half.
Okay. And so you stopped more for other reasons, not because of injury or
it wasn't injury. Lockdown was a big one. I couldn't go
that
to the
made
gym
it
for
about
like 6
hard.
months.
If you don't,
I kind of got sick of doing nothing, so I thought I'd try a run. So kind of a combination of lockdown and then Cooper, our second boy, was born. And I thought, might be a good temporary thing to go for some runs, because 20-30 minutes and you'd be done. Whereas it take that long to get to and from the gym.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That makes sense. I guess they're a little bit older now, so it gives you a bit of time to get in a couple of sessions.
Yes.
So talking about that, what is your availability like? So how many runs a week are you doing?
So I'm doing 4 or 5 runs a week.
Okay. And so what would you be looking at? Maybe 2 sessions a week? Maybe kind of like
2
45 minutes? Or
reasonably short. Yeah, something like that would be good.
And do you have a preference, like mornings? What time of day?
Possibly like one midweek morning and then one weekend morning.
Okay, all right.
Possibly like a Wednesday before work and a Saturday morning.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I can fire through some time slots to you and see
what's available.
See if that kind of works for you.
Cool.
And then my last question is your exercise preferences. Or is there any exercise in the past that you have disliked?
I've never really been into like group fitness and stuff.
Okay. Yep. We won't chuck you into any classes.
Yeah.
Doesn't really.
That's probably it. Like I've sort of always been performance based. Like when I did the strength stuff, so it was more about what was going to help me reach a goal. So I'm not really bothered about it being different or new or exciting, but more something that's going to help me get to where I want to be.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and so in terms of exercise preferences, we obviously won't chuck you into any group classes. But what do you have preference, or you're just kind of keen to meet the goal? Yeah,
kind of keen to meet the goal.
You're really looking at lower body.
Yeah, I'm thinking some single leg stuff could be helpful because I haven't really done that.
Yeah, I agree. I think single leg work would be really beneficial for your running. Building some strength up to help with the speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is, I think we're booked in to have a session in the gym next Wednesday at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe if that time's available for me, from my side, so maybe that could be a permanent time. I will kind of go through, have a reread of all my notes and look at your goals and write you up a program, and then next Wednesday we'll go through that together in the gym, see how you feel about it, and we can kind of tweak that and make it to your liking, hopefully.
Awesome.
And
sounds
then,
great.
Yeah. Oh, so how are we gonna manage this goal? So we know that you're gonna have it. Your marathon is in August.
Yeah.
Would we look at maybe trying to do a faster half in maybe 3 months' time, or kind of break it down into some smaller goals?
I kind of looked at some theoretical race equivalent times to
Yeah.
a 3-hour marathon,
Okay.
which is like something like a 1:26 half. So I think it'd be kind of cool to tick that off along the way, and like a 18:45 5k.
Okay. Wow.
So
Those are some good times.
So I think it'd be good to like kind of
Yeah.
scatter those in along the way as like tick off some shorter term goals.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. And then we can also, we can measure your kind of strength on each leg and that sort of, that sort of thing. Okay, cool. All right. Well, it's been really good to meet you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
And I will see you next week.
See you on Wednesday.
Awesome. See you then.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.